right? Which is fine, which is kind of what you're talking about here, but also return on investment. They'll only want to work with a very, very specific kind of person. So how do you overcome that, or how do you help them with that? Like, for instance, I've got an insurance agent that we work with who only works with families of wealth, right? I mean, wealth, which would be like $7 to $25 million, right? There aren't a million of those people out there, Chase. How do I use your system to get my message right to them?
Yeah, totally. I'm glad you brought this up. There's two things. One, you're going to be in the special ad category. Since it's in the financial space, they're probably going to roll you up under special ad category, which essentially is a limited base for how you can target individuals, because they want you to opt out from that exact thing. They don't want you to be able to target the wealthy families. They don't want you to be in front of these people who have the money to spend. So you're going to be put in this space, right? So that's going to pull away your targeting capabilities for getting super granular and understanding, okay, here's the family I want to go after. I want them to have the 4 kids, right? It won't let you do that. What you end up doing as a strategy is now you adjust your messaging to appeal to that audience. And you can literally say in your question, like, I'll give you an example. We were looking with the pool builders, right? We were saying mothers question mark. Okay. The reason it worked is because we knew that in this case, the very standard household was people who were buying extremely luxury pools and putting lazy rivers in their backyard. It was typically the husband would always be out working, and the mother was almost always home. She didn't work. She had multiple kids, and she was always looking in her backyard, wondering how her kids can play in a pool or have a lot of fun, or how could her kids have other friends over and really enjoy staying at their house. It was that luxury family mindset and the standard, approach right there. And so we knew we needed to tap into the actual spouse, not the husband in this case. Even though he's the one that might be the one that's bringing in the cash for the family, it's really the wife who was making the decision at the end of the day. And so we wanted to get in front of her, and we wanted to make sure she had kids because we knew that was the mindset they were taking. So we'd say mother question mark, and then we'd lead into the service. When are you going to take the next steps to putting in your dream pool so that way your kids could enjoy the sunny summers? And it appealed so emotionally well that we booked out 2 years. I mean, they've never even booked out, more than 3 months. They have busy seasons, right? At the beginning of the year, everybody's like, oh, we need a pool. Everybody's coming in. They've never had a way to actually book people outside of that. They just call in. It got so bad on the phone that he said, Chase, we don't want to hire more people to be on the phone. We're not looking to grow the business like that. We're super successful in what we do. We have great margins. I don't want to expand like that. So what do we do here? Do we turn off the ads? And I was like, in my mind, at first I was like, I don't want to lose this business. No, let's put in a scheduler and book these things out for next year. He's like, that's insane. Nobody will ever do that. Well, we ended up booking it out for 2 years straight. And he couldn't understand how somebody could ever decide that they were going to schedule a pool build for up to 2 years out and even know that they're still going to be at that home. Well, the thing was, these families were in the luxury pocket. It was a mindset that they were established. They were like, if we're here or not, it doesn't matter. We're putting in a pool in one of our homes. So let's get it on the books. That's that wealthy mindset, right? So it all comes back to the copy in the end. We were calling out who we're looking for, and we mentioned the kids. We mentioned, that lifestyle that she was, dreaming of, right? She wanted to see the pool in the backyard because she knew her kids were going to her friends' houses and swimming, and she wanted the really big pool, might have even put in that lazy river, that stream. And it worked extremely well in our case. That's the same approach that you can take here, right? It's framing the question for your audience. Once again, you have the odds stacked against you with the limited targeting capabilities, and you have the bigger dogs who are putting out the big spending. So you got to get granular in your copy. Call out who your audience is. If you want to work with that audience, speak to them. Don't use any personal attributes. Don't say you. Don't say I. It's against policy because it's targeting in the wrong mindset. They don't want advertisers using that. They want you to, steer away from that. So how you do it is, we didn't say, are you a mother? We didn't use the word you. We just said mothers, question mark. So same thing here. Family of 4, question mark. Those things, if somebody's a family of 4, somebody has to be supporting 4 kids. We know that's pretty costly. So they either are making, some good money, or there's been something that, for whatever reason, right? But but a lot of cases people have, to support that many children, you have to be making, a pretty good amount of money. You could say family of 4 plus size family. Those are the things that will actually call it out. Nobody who doesn't have a family is going to respond to that ad to begin with. We're not going to have single kids like clicking on that. They're going to scroll right past it. And the algorithm on Facebook is opted specifically to show it to individuals who are most likely to engage. Facebook doesn't want people leaving their platform. That's the last thing they need to happen. If you allow the algorithm to show it who they want to actually show it to, and if you put mothers in your question or family of 4, who do you think it's going to show it to? It's going to find those people who actually fit that description, because they need people to engage and actually find value in the ad, which you're forcing the algorithm to show it to who you want it to be shown to. In that case, if you have a very specific type of individual you're looking to work with, or an audience you have in mind, look for ways to call them out in that specific question without using, the you or I attributes, and doing it in a way that is very simple, which will allow someone to self-identify. The moment they self-identify, that's the moment you got their attention, and then the rest is just about booking the call from there.
Got it. Now, one of the neat things about being on our show is, we want to give you the opportunity to offer your services, all right, to our people. I mean, we've got lots and lots of listeners who the level of detail you just gave with that explanation alone, every person listening to this needs to first off close their eyes and do what Chase just walked you through, right? Which is, who is your ideal client? We call it Mick, my ideal client, right? So who's your Mick? Who's that person? And it's interesting because the ideal client in that pool situation, by the way, I totally love a lazy river, but is this mother of X amount of kids, right? So if you can't picture what kind of car she's driving, where she's living, the zip code, the frazzled nature that she might have because she doesn't have lots of great stuff to keep her kids entertained, then you can't be as successful with what Chase is talking about here, because you have to be able to have that. But even you just had a broad brushstroke there, brother. Mother, family of 4, holy Moses.
Exactly. Yeah, no, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, it's extremely impactful, and it really does communicate very well, because it blocks out all of the noise. Because if you take this TikTok and Instagram Reel approach and you're getting all these engagements, you're going to have people all over the place. You're going to score in so many different arenas and so many different audiences. You're going to have a ton of people who want to work with you, but they might not be the right fit for you, or you might not be able to help them with their current position because of the nature of where their life is at currently. It might be another couple of months before they're ready to work with you. And those cases will happen. Don't be discouraged by having a lot of people wanting to work with you that you can't work with. Just, be flattered at that moment, but call out who you want to work with, because they're going to be in the audience. Like you said, there might be a limited number of individuals you do work with. You might have a way bigger audience. Nothing wrong with that. Don't burn any bridges. Those people will mature at some point in their life. People might contact you 2 years down the line. It's happening for us now. We've been in the game long enough where we had people literally say that, we heard about you X amount of years ago, and now we're ready to work with you, right? Mm-hmm. So those are the situations. Nurture relationships, but at the same time, be super specific in your copy on your retargeting ads and even your cold ads, so that way you can call out your ideal client.
All right. If somebody wants to get in touch with you, what's the best way for them to reach out and hire you? And really, hold on. Do you have different packages and stuff? Do you mind talking just a little bit about kind of your deliverables, brother?
Yeah. So there's a couple of things. One, they can find me on Instagram at Real Chase Chappell, CHASE, and then Chappell is CHAPPELL. If they DM me, we can end up shooting over some links. But we offer a mastery class, which is just essentially a class where someone can learn how to do the Facebook ads, and then join weekly Q&A calls with myself every Monday and Wednesday. We do these, right? We show them how to do it in their ad account. We walk them through the steps. And then on the flip side of that, we have our agency, right? We normally work with medium to large size businesses. We just opened up a digital labs department for early stage entrepreneurs and really small businesses, where they can end up contacting our agency there. It's called Chappell Digital, which is just, once again, CHAPPELL Digital. They end up completing a form, answer some questions. They'll be directed to a scheduler if they qualify. It's really hard to get into our agency. Once again, we have so many individuals wanting to work there, but don't be discouraged, because we offer other things as well, where there is some form or place where y'all can end up working with us. Now, we offer a lot of